be honest with myself. I don't know my own emotions. I don't know what triggers me. I don't know this. I don't know that. And I need to know about me. Hi diamonds, welcome back to my channel, the Rare Diamond Tea channel. This is your girl Tequila back with another video. I am so glad that you guys are joining me today. So yeah, today's topic is going to be about being single and basically talking about how to be single. Like, really, that is something that I think a lot of people struggle with. Even myself, at some point in my life, I was struggling with that, and maybe still am, but I just want to talk about it and be, have more of a discussion with you guys on that, because I mean, somebody got to say something about it, And so I just want to share my experience with you and let you know how I feel and what I've been thinking about being single and what I've been talking to God about being single. So yeah, if you want to stay tuned for that, just keep on watching. So excuse me if I'm not speaking normally. It's just my wisdom tooth is coming in right now. Oh my god, it was the worst. It was so painful, and it's not as bad like now, but when it first came in, baby, it was, I'll tell you, okay, it was just the worst pain ever. So yeah, I had to literally get some Orajel, take some Advil, some ibuprofen, all of that good stuff. Sorry, my ears. But all that good stuff, I had to do that. And now it's starting to officially grow, so it's calming down. It's not hurting so much. So, but it's still kind of weird. Feels kind of weird and a little bit tender. Just a little bit tender. It's not super painful, but I'm just being very careful not to talk too aggressively, I guess, in a way, so that it doesn't start to become painful. So bear with me as I'm speaking to you. But so as what I really want to say in the topic of being single is that a lot of people really think being single is about, some people think it's about just having fun and messing around with a whole bunch of people all the time, and that for them is just being single. But I don't think that is the necessary route to go when you're really trying to be single, especially for people who are looking for relationships. If anything, when you're being single, you're looking for a relationship, I would ask you honestly to look a little deeper, have a deeper connection with yourself, and think about what you're really wanting. Because yeah, you could want a relationship, but honestly, if you're not connected with you before you're connected with somebody else, then you're really kind of shortening yourself from being in a long-lasting, developing relationship that grows, because otherwise it's just not gonna go well for you. It's not gonna, well, I can't say go well, but it's not going to be how you would want it to be, because you're still lacking in things that you need for yourself. Some people can develop a relationship like that, and they'll have somebody that's kind of standing there for them while they lean on that person until they're able to adjust themselves. And there's those people that will be there to support you while you're trying to connect with yourself and figure out who you are. That does take a lot of patience. That does take a lot of time and effort from the other person. So be aware of that if you're looking for that, because some people can't give you that type of energy. Some people can't give you that type of vibe or positivity or support that you need. So you have to be aware that if you're going to be single and you're trying to transition into being in a relationship with someone, you need to be connected with yourself first and foremost. And then second of all, if you're going to really talk about being single, some people don't want to be in a relationship, and I do realize that that is something that people do nowadays, I guess. that just, they don't really consider a relationship. They kind of want to play, like I said, kind of want to play around, be with everybody that they can be with, but don't want to be committed. And so that, I think that kind of takes some maturity to actually consider not doing that anymore. I think that's for kind of like in a way kind of for young people who are really just dead set on trying to play around and get as many people as they can. But when it comes to being single and developing yourself, I think that is a really good thing to do for being single, is to focus on self-development and growth, which is what I mean by having that self-connection, basically developing you know, in a way that will cause you to have a better understanding of who you are, a better understanding of your wants, and a better understanding of what you don't want. Because sometimes, even when you're like, I don't know how to explain, like even when you're in a relationship or you're not in a relationship, it's hard to explain feelings to yourself. And when you're in a relationship, it's definitely hard to explain to the other person how you feel in particular about a certain situation or scenario or something that bothers you. You can't really explain what triggered it, what made you react the way you reacted, to make them react the way they reacted, you know. And so when that connection comes back to, okay, why are we having, you know, disagreement, why are we having friction, you know, you can't explain you and they can't explain them, it will cause a separation, you know, and it just makes things harder. But when you can have that self-recognition in yourself, okay, this is how I am, and this person is like, okay, this is how I am, it kind of just brings everything together and we have better understandings between the two people. So it's just really about, when being single is really about understanding you, having that deeper connection and development and growth and maturity in yourself to know what's going on with you. How can I connect with myself to understand my own emotions? How can I be able to express that with my partner in the future? Not even now that I don't have a partner, I have to prepare myself for when I do have a partner. So when I do have this future partner, how can I express to him or her, how I feel if I don't even recognize my own emotions? So that's something that has to be done through self-development and growth before even developing or even considering a relationship with someone. To go even deeper and more in depth about emotions, I would say you have to learn your triggers, your pet peeves, sorry, and things that will cause you to have a reaction that you normally would not have. Because, I mean, let's be honest, like, let's be real honest. People go through things in life. I mean, there's so many traumatic things that people can go through in their life and don't even realize it, or they do realize it and don't know how to deal with it. And so that's the part of being single and having that growth and development, because you have to know what's triggering you, you have to know what's causing you to have reactions, and you have to know about your emotions and how to deal with them in those situations, because you can't bring that to the table when you can bring it to the table, but you can't bring it unbeknownst to yourself. You know, you can't do that. That's not fair to that person, and it's not fair to you, because really you're just kind of hiding something that really needs to be exposed, so that when this reaction comes out, you and that person both know why and understand why. But if you're not giving them that opportunity to have that exposed and you keep hiding it, or you keep just secluding it and letting it fester and never really address the situation, you're going to make it worse instead of better. And that causes friction between relationships because I don't understand you, you don't understand me, so basically we can't communicate, and that's a problem. That's a big problem. So truly, with all that being said, how do we truly be single? How do we do that? How do we actually get to know ourselves? In my opinion, and from what I've learned, what I've prayed about with God, having those conversations, this is something that I've thought about a lot and really implemented in my own life from being single. But from what God has told me, from what I dealt with, it really is a matter of discovery. It's a matter of discovery, really. To be very honest with you, that's really what it is. It's a matter of taking your time, slowing down. That's the first initial step. If you're really trying to have that deep connection with yourself and understand yourself, because you know you don't have that, it takes some time. It takes you completely stopping everything, putting things to a halt, and just like, you know what, I gotta be honest with myself. I don't know my own emotions. I don't know what triggers me. I don't know this. I don't know that. And I need to know about me. So I need to stop everything so that I can be able to actually implement things. So everything has to kind of come to a halt, to a stop, because you're kind of just running when you're not able to address you, basically. So if in the end, that's kind of the first step, initial step, because then it goes further from, okay, let's stop everything, to, okay, let's observe self, let's observe who we are and figure out what's going on. Because there's some things, especially given with depression, even though this video isn't about depression, but I can make one, but it's really not about depression, but it does tie into that. If you can't stop and address you, that will cause you to have depression, which will make your partner be like, what's going on, you know, what's wrong with you? And you're like, I don't know, you know, like I don't know. And it's kind of like you're putting yourself in a bubble that is hard to explain, it's hard to pop, it's hard to figure out for both of you. And so regarding being single, you have to take that time to halt everything and figure out you know. You can't just expect to be in a relationship and not figure you out first. That is the most important step. If you don't do that, then you're kind of just skipping the most basic thing that is very important for both people, for both people in the relationship. It's very important because that person needs to know themselves and you need to know you. So regardless of all of it, if you don't do that, you're skipping an important step that could cause relationship that was really good to just go, it just plummets, it just completely just goes away, you know, like and you don't understand why. And the thing is, you haven't discovered self, you know, you haven't discovered who am I, what is going on with me. And so that takes time. And you have to give yourself that time. You have to give yourself patience. The same exact patience that you would give to customers when you're doing a business, or the same exact patience that you give people when you're trying to make money, and you know that you have to be patient, you know, and you don't want to be, but you have to. You have to have that patience with yourself. I know that's a biggie. That's a biggie. That's a mind blower. That's mind boggling, you know, but it's true. You have to have that patience with yourself and allow yourself to go from to way, you know, just to extend yourself up into the charts instead of going down into the charts. So with that being said, you have to really get to know oneself. I truly think how to be single is taking the time, stop everything, and get to know you. Okay, just get to know you. That's very important. And eventually, after getting to know you, you're going to discover some things about you, good or bad, that you hadn't really known before. And it's going to be kind of a shocker sometimes. It could be a surprise. It could be, wow, I didn't know I was like that, you know, or wow, that I'm really amazing. I didn't really even understand how amazing I am, you know, because when you don't know your worth because you didn't take the time to know your worth, you will accept anything. It just comes, whatever comes, you take it. But when it comes down to halting everything, let me self-discover myself and let me figure everything out, oh my God, I have so much more worth. Oh my God, I'm bomb. Wait a minute, hold up. What am I doing? You know, it makes you stop everything and realize, I can't accept that. I won't accept that. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. Good. Thank you. Goodbye. You know, like, you start to see things and you start to realize things and you start to see like red flags automatically because you see within yourself what you will not take and what you will take in a relationship. So you automatically know this person's no good for you, or this person, okay, they seem compatible, let's see who they are, you know. But it takes time. And people don't want to take that time. Majority that I've seen, nobody wants to take the time to discover themselves, and they wonder why they are lacking in relationship or lacking in keeping a relationship, or why is it not lasting longer, why is it always branch off at this point in time. There's some things that you need to realize about yourself, and it's not always the other person. Sometimes it's you know. I mean, let's be real now. Let's be real, okay? Sometimes it's not them, it's you, okay? It's you. But deal with it. Be responsible, be mature, and allow yourself to have that time to halt everything and look at you for who you are and all that you are and why you are that way. And it will all come together and you'll realize, oh my God. You'll be like, oh my God, like really? I didn't notice that about myself. I wasn't paying attention. Why was I not paying attention? Like, oh my God, they really were having an issue with me. You know, I thought it was them, but maybe it was me. So you have to be able to address that issue also. That's how you be single. I honestly think that's the best way, the best route to go. Those are the steps you take. And when you are in that zone, you become so much greater than what you thought you would ever become. And you actually attract people because you start to fix things. You don't even realize it. You'll be looking at yourself and you'll be like, okay, there's something wrong there. What is with that? You know? And then you start fixing it and progressing. It may not be as quick as you want it. It may take time, but as you're building that up, people notice that. People see that something changes in you, and they're like, what changed? You know, like how something's different, you know, and it makes them rethink who you are, you know, and come back and be like, oh, you know what, you're a lot different than I thought you were. Can we try this again? Or somebody will see it and notice it and be like, that person looks interesting. They look like they're trying to develop themselves, and I definitely want to be a part of that, you know. So you have to address, okay, that is the best way to. I can't say it any further. That is, I mean, that's the cake. That's the cake on top of the cake. That's the icing on the cake. That's the sugar, the salt, the milk, the whatever you put into the cake. That's all of that in a bag of chips. Okay, that's what it is. All right, you have to address you first. That's all I can ever say. That's what I learned from talking with God. That's what I've learned from experience. You have to address you. Okay, that's it. That's all. That's basically it. That's all I can really tell you. Because yeah, you is a big thing. You got a lot on your plate in front of you, regardless of where you came from, regardless of where you're going. You have a lot on your plate, and you need to address it. You gotta address it. Ooh, excuse me. You gotta address that, because it will help you go from being single by myself to actually being with somebody. So you have to address that. Yeah, that's how people get into relationships. They start addressing themselves, and don't do it for the simple fact of trying to be in a relationship. Do it just because you want to. Just because you need to see what's going on with you. Just because you have this innate feeling of you're lacking. You know, you're lacking in growth and you want to grow. And it's not about, oh, I'm trying to grow so this person noticed me, or I'm trying to grow because I want to get attention, or because I'm trying to grow because I just want to get in a relationship. No, because those things will cause you to just be like, I'm done. You know, at some point you'll be like, you know what, this ain't even worth it. Like, I'm done. I ain't doing it for you. I ain't doing it for you. I ain't doing it for you. You know, it causes you to just have a battle with other people than with you. You know, because when it's about you, you're like, oh, wait a minute. You know, like that. Well, that's a game changer. Wait a minute, it's about me. I gotta fight. I have to fight. I gotta do something about it. Because if I don't, it's gonna keep hurting me. It's not gonna hurt them, it's gonna hurt me. So you gotta do something about that. That's all I have to say. That's all I gotta say. Sisters, brothers, diamonds, just know that's how you be single. That's how you can really develop yourself. Because once you start focusing, what I really want to say is, once you start focusing on you, you start to forget everything else. You don't even pay attention about having a relationship. You're not thinking about that. You're thinking about developing you and what's inside of you. You're really thinking about moving to the next level. But you're really thinking about moving to the next level within yourself. You're trying to be better for you. Okay? That's the initial thing that you're doing. That's what you're saying. So when you do that, it becomes attractive to any other person who sees it, you know, who really realizes that you've been growing and they want to develop a relationship with you. Growth has always looked good. You know, it takes time. Yeah, sometimes it can hurt, but trust and believe it's worth it. It's worth it in the end, because you get to see you for who you truly are, for what's really inside of you, for what you're worth. You know, you start to see that you're worth more, and that's a biggie. That's a big deal. Okay, that makes everything just fall into place. So just know that when it comes to being single, your obligation is to really focus on you and grow and develop and figure you out, whatever that is. If that is personal, if it's business wise, if it's career wise, if it's triggers, if it's whatever it is for you. You know, it doesn't matter what it is. If it's all of those things in a bag of chips, you know, take your time, step by step, and figure that out for yourself. And once you do, you're going to see some huge results. You're going to love who you are. You're going to love you, and people will start to love you, and eventually you attract that mate who will love you. So, yeah, just wanted to say all of that and give you what I've learned. I hope that helped you. I hope that you consider that and really sit back and realize what you need to do for yourself. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about that with you guys for being single and all of that. So that's a biggie, big deal. And if you have questions, please feel free to let me know in the comments. That's what they're for. Let me know in the comments how you feel about it. I just really want to know. I really want to know what you think. So if you have something you want to say, or if you feel like I missed something, let me know so I can make another video for you guys. But yeah, this is the end of the video. Thank you guys for watching, and I thank you guys for tuning in with me today. I hope that you will watch my next video and be in my next video, and I hope to hear whatever your thoughts are, whatever you have to say. I'm all for it. I love doing this. So make sure you make sure that I see it, okay? You make sure I hear what you gotta say. I want to hear what you gotta say. So please do that. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Make sure you like this video, share the video. Sharing is caring, okay? We want more people. We want to have a full discussion. We want to have a forum of people talking about something. So let's do that. Let's share. Let's care, okay? Let's care about each other. But yeah, thank you, and